but here we go.
Whoops.
I
That's
know,
okay.
right? Okay, so we have Michelle. I'm going with what's on my screen. So we have Michelle. Michelle, what's going on?
I got hired by a dad to work with his two sons on teaching them how to use Microsoft, PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. So I actually haven't used Microsoft products in a really long time. I've only been using Google products, but I'm a teacher. I can teach anything as long as I know the content. Like as long as I teach myself, I can teach it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had one session, but I mean, that's taking up a lot of my time because I just want to make sure I know what I'm teaching inside and out before I do it. So I'm putting together a program, and I mean, once I have something and I've gone through it, I can mark it that I've done this. And
Exactly.
it's interesting. I have two boys, and I see them one after another, so I don't see them together. So I mean, I just charge them each my regular rate, and I'm like, fine, let's do it. So there's a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old, and the 10-year-old is much more savvy than the 14-year-old, which is interesting. Um, and so it's kind of fun, but it takes up a lot of time. But I mean, I figured that was just the investment that, I took on these students, and I knew it was going to take time. And I did have over the last few weeks a couple of calls of parents who are interested in finding more out about me. And they both said that my fees were too high, which I'm not going to change. They were both American families. And even though, I mean, I bill in Canadian dollars, so my rate is even less for Americans who would be paying. So I do charge a monthly rate, but it's about $70 an hour. But in American currency, it's like less than 60. So I'm like, okay, you're just looking for a cheap tutor. Like, I think it's actually in your benefit to hire a Canadian teacher because, it's less for you to pay. So it's a little disconcerting. One of the parents actually was one that you referred to me, Audrey. I really liked her. We had a really nice discussion. I really liked her approach to raising her kid and education, but she came back and just said it was too much and maybe she'll reconsider in the fall. So I'll come back to her in the fall and see how she's doing. And today I got a bit of a surprise. Way back in October, I worked with a student. As when I started my business, I took on two kids for free. I'm not saying this is recommended. I'm not saying you should ever take people on for free, but I wanted to be comfortable to make mistakes and to play around with the technology and make sure that I mastered it. So at the end of the month, one of the parents continued with me, and the other parent said, "No, we're not going to, we're not ready to pay for that." But I did ask for a testimonial at that time. And she said, "Oh, of course, I'm more than happy to write you a testimonial." And about a month and a half later, I kind of checked in. "Oh, how's Charlie? How's your son? Hope everything's going well. Oh, by the way, did you get the chance to write the testimonial?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll do that right away." And then nothing ever happened. And I figured, you know what, I'm not going to push it. Like, fine. Like, I get it. I get it. Well, today I got a notification that she wrote a testimonial for me. And like, that was back in November. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. It's always nice to get something written. So that was kind of weird, actually, that, she thought of me today. I mean, I wonder if all of these months I've been on her mind, adding like extra pressure to her. And I'm like, oh, like I kind of feel bad. I kind of don't. But I'm still struggling to get more students. I want more students. I'm feeling much more confident in my business now that I'm working with students who have found me outside of my own personal network. It just makes me feel, oh, people are working with me because they like what I'm doing. They're not just working with me because they know me or they're close to me. So that's good. You know, it's good for my self-esteem as like, you know, there's always self-doubt and, you know, wondering why people aren't working with me. But yeah, I'm still definitely in need for more clients. And, you know, I haven't resigned completely from my teaching job. I don't have any desire to go back, but I still have it as a fallback. So I just wanted to say, Neats, I feel you and I understand. Like I still have to pay my mortgage and pay my bills and, you know, make ends meet. Like I feel you. And it's a hard choice to make. And you just do what's right for you. And sometimes paying your bills is what, you know, is on the top. I don't have any plans on going back. It was not like this is so much better for me what I'm doing now, and I just need to get more students. So that's what I've been up to, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically what's happening. And when, especially when someone out of nowhere, it's not even someone out of nowhere. I think it was just people just get busy. And then all of a sudden, when they finally have a moment to breathe, like for me, I went through my emails and I was like, oh, here's a person I haven't. Okay, let me oh, I didn't hit send. That's another thing that I'm doing now. I type the email, but I don't hit send. What is wrong with me? So, and then of course they send a message back like, oh, and everything's all hunky dory. But you're always going to be top of mind. And sometimes I feel like for all of us, when we do things and we're not getting that instant gratification, it's almost like, well, is this worth it? Because I'm spending a lot of time to create this. I'm spending a lot of time to create that. I had to sit here and create it in my mind first before I can actually, you know, create the post or create the video, or, you know, I had to figure out what exactly I wanted to say and so forth. And then you get a couple of likes and it's all of us. Like, oh yeah, I got Nita, I got Michelle, and I'm like, I appreciate it. But sometimes when you look at some of the posts, you're like, okay, where are my parents? Because they're always saying, I just don't know where to go to get a tutor. And you're like, there's tons of us. We're everywhere. Um, but when it comes down to it, it's just like I said to Nita, you just do what you got to do. Like, I hope I'm not being so lax about this, but it just seems like that's what life is. Like, you can add a lot of pressure to yourself, but based off of talking to everyone, it seems like when you add pressure and then there is additional pressure, all of us tend to shut down. So it's almost like, okay, well, let me alleviate the pressure of something that I can't really control. And if like tutoring is going to be there, you see how it's processing. Maybe you do need to step away from it and then approach it at a different rate. It's perfectly fine. But it's not going anywhere. Trust me, guys. Education is going to the toilet. We all know it is. You know, no, it doesn't matter if you're in the United States, Canada, UK, whatever. But they're going to need us to break those concepts down. It's just a matter of just putting ourselves out there and then attracting. But I know you are. It's just a matter of these parents making that decision, saying, you know what, my child needs something. And we can't control that. All we can do is just be top of mind. And then you're working from there. All right.
Can I share something I learned the other
Sure.
day? And I kind of want your opinions on it. It occurred to me, it's something that I sort of felt shame about. I thought, oh, I think that's actually working for me. So I want your opinion on this. So I think I've told you guys I got certified as a life coach before, and I started mass tutoring only because I wanted to practice marketing myself as a life coach, and I knew it was all online, and that was new for me. So I joined a program to learn to market. It was called after I got certified, it was another program, another teacher. It was called 2K for 2K. You paid $2,000 and the lady guarantees that you'll make $2,000 back, or she'll give you your $2,000 back. Like you'll make your $2,000. And what's interesting is I made my first 2,000 tutoring math. I made some money life coaching, but then I quickly switched over to tutoring math, and then I made the 2K back when I was tutoring math. But she had a workshop the other day that was free, and I spent some time at it, and it was online. And she said, It was called The Essentialist Marketer. Have you guys read the book Essentialism by Greg? I think it's Greg McCall. It's like a minimalist kind of time management. I haven't read the whole book, but I know it's kind of been out there for a while. It's called Essentialism, and I think it's minimalistic lifestyle with some time management stuff. Anyway, she called this minimalistic, the minimalistic marketer. And she's teaching to people who are just starting their businesses. And she's saying, I would not go high tech. This is her message always, go out and meet people, tell them you're a life coach and make offers to help them. And she made like her first $100,000 before she ever had a website. So she didn't do a website. She didn't do all these things. And this was a few years ago, but she's encouraging people to get good at making offers and good at telling people your offer and having confidence in your offer and really just offering a lot of value to people and actually going to networking events and meeting people in person. And then later on doing things online. So she's really about getting that message out. So she said this halfway through the thing, she goes, and whatever you do, new coaches, do not send your new clients that you've never met before to a scheduler to schedule their like meet and greet or their like trial type coaching session. And then they were talking about it and they said, these people are new, they're nervous, they've never to admit that you need a life coach or admit you need a tutor. It takes a lot of courage. And now you've put something else between you and the client. You've put that scheduler in there. And I know my own self, I have not used a scheduler because I don't want to figure out the technology. So I just I message the parent and say, tell me your time zone. And then if they say they're East Coast, I said, okay, I can meet you Wednesday at noon or Wednesday at 6 to 8 p.m. or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she was saying how that really helps the client feel connected to you and they know you're going to show up because you're not talking, but the messaging back and forth and then leaving with a message like, oh, I look forward to seeing you Friday at 6. Mm-hmm. Something like that. And usually I'm dealing with the parent. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I know a lot of people have schedulers and the calendars and they send people that for a free trial. And I wondered if maybe it wouldn't be more helpful to just message the people.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about that?
Definitely.
I want to say something about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard that before as well, Heidi, that it's better if you schedule it for them. And I didn't believe it. I was like, I have my Calendly for that. But the people that are coming to me through the Facebook ad, just like maybe just 2 of them use the Calendly. So this past week, I decided that I was going to do that. Like I offered them two choices. I tell them, oh, I have available this and this. And they have, and so the 3 of them that I did that, they did come. they scheduled, like I asked them, okay, could you please give me your child's name, a phone number and email, which is what I put in Calendly. And I do it in my Calendly for them, and then Calendly send them the email confirming everything, etc. And they actually came. So yes, it did work for me this week.
Yeah, I found it interesting because I always had some shame about like, am I unprofessional because I don't have this calendar thing? And I do spend time and I do like I send out, I was going to do fonts because I do send out reminders, but every time I do that, it's a touch point with the parents. And most of my reminders, I do them just manually, but I send them to the parent and the student because they're high school students. But I
think it's your initial. It's your initial. You're making contact. You're having some kind of conversation with them.
Yeah.
After you had the conversation and then you designate a time where you guys are going to meet, that's when the calendar, like that's how I use funds to keep track of when is our calendar, who's taking the payments, all that stuff. But the initial, there should be some kind of conversation. That's why I call it a meet and greet. Like, even though they'll reach out to me through maybe my contact form, they're just like, or they'll just send me a message or something. And then I'll say, hi, I just received your inquiry about tutoring for, and I say the child's name. When is a good time to talk? Before we start doing any kind of session stuff, let's talk. I want to hear your side of what is going on and how I can help you. And if your child's there, great. But if not, if it's just me and the parent first off, and then we do a session where we actually do a little more interactive, we take it that way. But I usually don't, here's a calendar, put the date, let's start our first session.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
people had websites or some kind of landing page where the calendar was there, and it was like you can click on this calendar to set up a meet and greet or to do a trial coaching session. And just some people who were at the meeting, I was looking in the chat, one of them said, oh, I wonder how many potential clients I've lost because of my calendar, my calendaring thing. So I don't know, maybe you're all doing that too, but maybe, I don't know if you're finding the calendar works well for initial, or if you're being more personal messaging.
Well, I like it, but I always do that initial conversation. Like when people come to my messenger, I message back and forth. And in that conversation, like I tell them, oh, I help children this and this and this. Do you have a child that needs help? And then after few back and forth, I ask them, the first step is to meet with me in a free session so I can evaluate what the child needs. Do you want to schedule that meeting? And I remind them it's free. And if they say yes, then that's when I used to send them the Calendly, the link, but most of them didn't use it. Only two of them used it. And then that's when I said this week, I was like, I'm going to try that because I have heard that before.
Okay.
And now I tell them, oh, okay, let me check what I have available. I have a lot available. but, but I make them feel that I'm not. I said, oh, okay, hold on, let me see what I have available. And then I say, okay, I have tomorrow at 4, Friday at whatever. Which one works best for you? Oh, that doesn't work for me. I said, okay, tell me which day and let me see if I can make arrangements. That's the whole. And then that way, when they say, okay, and we agree on that time and day, I say, okay, give me phone number, email, child's name, and I put it in the Calendly myself. And from there, when Calendly send them the email, then they can confirm, reschedule, cancel, whatever they want to do. But I still use it because I like it because when you put the info in Calendly, there you get everything, the name of the parent, the name of the child, phone number, email. If they, all the little questions that I put for them there, I put the input. And then if you even need to change, like one of the parents called me today and she said, I was confused. I thought it was 12 Pacific, and now I see it's 12 Eastern. I said, okay, no problem. And then I go to the calendar and I just drag it down in my Google Calendar, and Calendly immediately send them a reminder again that we changed it. So I like it. But that initial contact, like Audrey said, that conversation, like you're saying, it's important.
Right. Cool. Who am I? Beth. Hi, Beth. It's like, how are things going for you if you're still there? There she is. Oh, wait, no. Okay.
There she is.
So how are things going for you? How are the cards
Going
and
good.
everything?
I'm still working on them. So, I got the step 1 created and I got my copyright started with, mail it to myself thing. And so I'm actually going through and just kind of listing out what the next sets will be,
Okay.
kind of planning it out. And also doing some research, trying to find somewhere that I can have them printed so they're a physical set for those who don't want to have to print it out and cut them out and do all of that, you know, for those who want the convenience of just deliver it to my mailbox so I can just open and use it. So
Mhm.
all of that going on right now, and just kind of thinking towards how I want to word the offer. I know, you know, I focus on trying to reach the homeschool group, and, you know, the thought hit me the day of the expo that perhaps I should market myself as, not, you know, my business is Math Mentor Tutoring, but to also put myself out there as mentor for these homeschool moms, because there are lots of people, they're leaving the school system in droves, you know. And there were several people I met at the expo that are just pulled their kids out and planning to homeschool, and, you know, to offer myself as a mentor to them for how do you teach your kids math lessons at home yourself, because they can't all pay for a private tutor every week, but they may be able to pay once a month for, okay, help me get prepared for this month, you know, 1 month at a time, where I can mentor the parents and help them have the confidence that they can work with their kids in their math lessons. So that's kind of a new concept
It's called a
rolling around in
membership
my head.
or subscription. That's what you're doing, like a monthly membership or subscription.
Well, I kind of want it to be an as needed for them, because a lot of families will be like, I can't guarantee I can pay that. And so if I can, like you said, be top of mind, that when they start going, I'm overwhelmed, oh, I can call Beth
Mm-hmm.
and
But
she's gonna
still,
help me.
right. But still, don't forget about your schedule, because I'm starting to see, because you're doing what I was. So now with the membership, you still want to be home, you still want to be mom, basically.
Right.
You still going to be doing your students. So you're not, it's going to be hard for people to be like, hey, I got a, you know, hey, let me talk to Beth. So when you have, like, say, it's almost like a set time, or, you know, you can send like a chat, like if they're involved in Facebook, if they are involved in Facebook, you can create a chat series, um and just have, like, say, a message, or send a message, or do a newsletter, you know, maybe with the tip, and then, hey, don't forget, something short, don't have to be like full length and everything like that, just something short that you can share with these parents and say, hey, we are going to have a meeting of the minds, parent support meeting type of thing, for whatever the concept, on this date. And it could be something small. It doesn't have to be a big ticket item. Like, I know a lot of people, years ago, it was like the small ticket items. Go for the $5, webinar, the $7 webinar. Anything is an odd number. And now everybody's talking. Well, last year it was evergreen. Everybody has like an evergreen, funnel and everything. And now everybody's talking about the big ticket items. So it's like, it's hard for you to stick with a trend. Just stick what feels comfortable to you. So if you want to say, like, have a subscription, $7, $7 a month, 15, like, don't go crazy. Go wherever you want to do. It's your business. Get a little bit of something. You can use that as your mad money for whenever you want to go traveling. Just put in a little mad money. I know I'm showing my age. This is what we do. You put it in a little mad money, little jar, and you never know. It will build up, because then all of a sudden you don't have like just 5 parents. You could probably have like 10, maybe even 15 parents. And you're all talking about the same things. And Could be doing just like what you're doing right now, like on a Zoom call. And if you only want to cap it at 10, you can cap it at 10 and just have people sign up. So then you know who's coming.
Right.
Yeah, something small. Don't go crazy. And you're still going to share what you want to share. And then when people want to come in, they can come in. And then if they have time, if you do have time, you say, hey, I have time when your daughter's at college, whatever that time period is. I have time at that time for an hour from like 3 to 4. I'm just throwing the number up because I couldn't remember the time. But between 3 and 4 on Wednesday, while my daughter is in that, this is when you can actually sit in the car and you have your Zoom on your phone and you can answer questions like that. Just an option. If I'm pushing, let me know.
No, I love the ideas. I love the ideas. Thank you.
Sure, not a problem. That I always have. I don't know. Can't help myself. I can help other people. I'm really good at that. But yeah, like, and overall, it sounds like everyone they're all moving forward. You may not feel that you're moving forward, but everyone had something that they're moving forward. Do not feel any kind of shame because it's towards the end of June and you feel like you should be doing tons of stuff right now. No. Just like everyone else, you need a break. You need a moment. You need to breathe. If you have the ability to just take off the rest of June, but still keep things at top of mind, be a little creative, write down some things that you want to touch on, finishing a book, reading a book. If you want, we can do a book club if you want to, but I don't want to press. I still want you to be creative because this is the time to be creative. End of June, July, beginning of August, that's where the creativity is going to flow. Because more of the creativity that you're doing around now, a little bit easier as when school starts. Because then all of a sudden, all you have to say is, oh, I did a recording like this. I just have to send that. Or, oh, okay, now I got this system in place. I don't have to worry about doing invoices, or I don't have to worry about doing X, Y, or Z. So, but I just wanted to touch to see where people were thinking for the summer months. And this is the time to be creative, at the same time to just do some reflection. Take a look at some of your systems, even though you're like, Audrey, I just started. Okay, fine. Take a look at the system. What's working, what's not working? What's something that you wish you could do some advancement with? Or, okay, this is working great. I'm going to stick with this for another year. Or I'm going to stick with this for another 6 months. We're going to reflect again around Christmas because that's usually the next time when the valley starts coming. And then we could just sit and reflect and then we talk it out. Okay. Questions. I think everyone's pretty good. Now, there's one thing that I learned, and I'm always sharing with you guys. Put in the chat, because I think it'll be easier for me to say. Type the word yes if you have a LinkedIn account, and no if you do not. See how easy that is? So you can type in yes if you have a LinkedIn account, and no if you do not. Okay. All right, so we got a yep. Michelle.
Okay, where do I type in the chat? I don't even see it. Is it in the more? Oh, chat. There it is. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yay or nay? Okay, here we go. Yes, but haven't used it. Not a problem. I have a dated one. Not a problem. Okay. All right. So I'm kind of thinking, just like how we did Google Business, but I want to share this with you guys. I was just kind of looking at my LinkedIn, and I know there's a couple things that I need to revamp. I'm going to see if I can find my LinkedIn. I did try to clean some things up, but you know, the tabs. I know that the tabs. Let me see if I can find mine.
I don't know that I've ever even been to a LinkedIn website. How long does it take to set up an account on that?
It doesn't take long at all because plus when I first started, they changed so much. Okay, don't need that one. They changed so much because they used to have like if you wanted to go live on there, you had to fill out a form and wait until they figure out that you'll be appropriate to go live. Now anybody can go live. Just to put it together, it really doesn't take that long. I think it's a little bit longer than Google Business, but it's not as tragic. As long as you understand what your description would be, that usually kind of makes things a lot easier. I don't know why my
So what information do I need? I need a description.
Yep. I'm about to show you mine for a sec. Okay. All right. Can you see? Are we all good? Okay. So one, the banner, again, Canva. They're running the world. Okay. You can be as creative as you want. The circle with my picture on the left-hand side, it's a shame I had to stop and think my left and my right. On the left-hand side actually comes with LinkedIn. Okay. The others are from the design that I made on Canva. Now you can easily do a search on the dimensions for a LinkedIn banner, or you can go into Canva and look up LinkedIn banner. And then you can just be as creative as you want with it. Now, you get your name, and this is what I want to this is the new thing that this is really not new, but this one thing I've noticed this weekend or this week is where it says the verification. So you see how there's like a little speaker there? And some people may not have anything because you probably didn't record how to pronunciate your name. Now, here's a little twist. You get 10 seconds. You can do an elevator pitch on here. So you can have your name and then say what exactly you do. So a lot of people, if you notice, there's tons of people, tons of tutors. I was kind of stalking quite a few. I don't think I stalked most of you, but I stalked some other people. And I noticed no one had a recording except for this one gentleman. And I was like, okay, he said his name and then what exactly he did. And this is something that we all have to do a practice because now that we're entrepreneurs, we all have to make that practice of saying who we are and what we do. So that goes for lives, that goes for if you do podcasts, that goes for any kind of opportunity you get to speak. You're always saying what you got to say. So, of course, hold on. I did not share my. Let's see. Can I share my sound or do I not have to share my sound? Because everything has changed. Years ago, we had to.
On Zoom, you have to share your sound when you share.
Okay.
There's a little checkbox that says share my sound.
And of course, it is not here anymore. Hold on. Share notes, chat, request, record to computer. Remove participants.
When you share your screen and you have a layout, on the side, it should say share sound as an option.
Right, and it's not.
Whoa, today I have something exciting for you to do.
Sorry, I clicked on something Lynette did. Let me just.
I heard that one.
Look at
Good
I
to know, right?
That was the next voice, but I didn't see her talking. I'm like, wow.
Why are you laughing?
Oh my word.
Because I'm a
Yeah.
little embarrassed.
No, don't be. Nope.
Did you get the share?
I do not have it anymore. It's not here. It's
Would
gone.
you like me to share my screen and open up your profile and share the sound?
Sure,
I don't know.
because I don't have it.
Okay, let me open up my
Neither,
LinkedIn.
neither in the three dots where it says more on the controls.
That's exactly where I went. It's not there. Yep, it is not there.
All right, I'm just opening up your profile
Okay.
and then I'll share my screen.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I looked in the three dots. It's not there.
All right, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So do you want me to hit the speaker?
Yes, go ahead, please. Audrey Codner, online math tutor and tutor mentor to educators who want to grow their online tutoring business through guided instruction and support. Let's connect today.
Nice.
That's a lot.
Thank
That's
you.
a mouthful. Did you
It
how
is.
many times did you practice on that one?
7 times.
Okay.
That's a lot for 10 seconds. I didn't think you
Yeah.
could say so much.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a fair amount. That's pretty good.
So
done.
like that's something that you can, and yeah, I had to write it out and all that other stuff, but that's something that you can add to your LinkedIn. So I haven't noticed a lot of people doing it, but there are some people that are like, oh, well, I know people can say Codner, but a lot of people still say Codner. And I'm like, there's no extra E in there. But that's just like another option to spruce up your LinkedIn. Now, you also have your title of what you do. If it's only a couple of things, but also want to hit on the main part of what you tutor and who are you attracting. So it's like, okay, I tutor elementary math, or I tutor math like K through 5, or I tutor math and reading K through 5. But what is your specialty? So you can add that into this beginning portion when it comes to editing your profile. Then they'll have like a location. Even though you're going to be online, still put your location, because LinkedIn is really a business to business type thing. What we're attracting on LinkedIn are those business people. I don't want to say it this way, it sounds cruel, but that just don't have time to break concepts down with their own kids. So they're kind of like, oh, you're a business. Hey, I got a kid. I'm really busy, but you're going to be able to do what I just couldn't do. And I think it's very similar to what Heidi said when we did our interview, when she said, like, I have some strengths, but other people's strengths could be my weakness type of thing. So the same thing is happening here. A lot of people think that you're just getting parents. Yes, there are parents groups, but these parents are also working. So they're teachers, they're business owners, they run nonprofits, they're doing so many other things that it's hard for them to do what their dream is and also do those little tactics that they need for learning. So that's I think if we put that in mind, the same thing happens with Instagram. Instagram was originally designed to be a business to business type thing. It wasn't really a business to consumer. So you're basically hitting on those business leaders who have kids that are looking for your assistance. So that was like the whole premise of those. Because Facebook is completely different. So when you do LinkedIn, you can do stagnant posts. They work perfectly well. They prefer stagnant posts on LinkedIn as opposed to Facebook. Facebook wants the reels. Facebook wants the videos. Whereas LinkedIn, they like those stagnant posts. Do I go live on LinkedIn? Yes, I do. Do I get a whole bunch of people on LinkedIn? No, I do not. But do I get a person once in a while? Yes, I do. And usually it's just someone that just needs some clarification about one concept. And once they're done, then we moved on. Okay. So I think is if we keep that ideal, this is another place for you to maybe even connect with other tutors, because there's a lot of tutors that's starting to come into here. And you can do some networking. That might be another person that will have a lead for you. Don't shun them away. I know we want to do our own things, but sometimes having those leads from other people works out as well. And then you can reciprocate later on. So once you do that, you always put your latest venture, which is usually your like your business now. If you have a website or if you have some kind of connection, it's going to show up here. And then what college you went to, that's going to show up here as well. As we scroll down, sometimes they make these suggestions of some of their free services. I used to take their courses, and their courses are actually pretty decent. So that's why it says retry premium, because I used to pay for it on a monthly basis. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I'm not doing it as much as I used to. If I want to start up again, I can start up again. And then they'll give you your analytics. So for me, I had 52 profile views. Most of them are probably other tutoring businesses or other schools that, hey, you want to work at my school? And I'm like, no, I don't want to go anywhere near DC. No, thank you. It'll tell you the amount of post impressions, like how many people in the past 7 days have been looking, and then 35 search appearances, like how many people were searching me, which is very interesting. And then you can get your network. Now, I wish I handled LinkedIn differently when I started. When I first started, I treated LinkedIn like it was Facebook. I just wanted to get my numbers up. I just wanted to get people following me. Even though most of them were math teachers or math instructors, but now I really want to connect with people that are innovators, want to connect with motivational speakers, want to connect with local game changers. And that's when I started taking it seriously, because there's going to be people that's going to ask you, oh, I want to join your network. I don't know you. Let me see. Let me take a look at your profile. If I don't see a picture, you're not coming in. Like, I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. But I will talk to them. Like, I'll send them a message. It's like, okay, well, who are you? What do you do? And so forth. But that's like basically my network. And what are some of the things that I saved? And then it continues on a little bit about you. Notice I put my Facebook in there, a little summary about me. Then there's services. Of course, you can add those in. And if you have some kind of feature, which I'm going to change my feature, this has been many, many moons ago. So one of my features, which I would love to do, is like put in a post about the U CAN tutor, or putting a post about, ACG or your math or your tutoring business. And it could be the video that I think I got everyone. Did I get everyone for two tutors talking? Who did I miss? I feel like I missed somebody. Jennifer, did I get you for two tutors talking?
No,
My podcast.
no,
Okay.
I was thinking about what we just did, but that was for this. So no,
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
Okay. So we're gonna need to Beth.
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Okay, all right. So we're gonna eventually do a two tutors talking. So then you can showcase your tutoring business, and you can actually take that video, because I don't think I had Beth either. You can actually take that video and put it on here. So then any potentials can see a little bit about the showcase.
That would be
And
great.
you can do anything with the recording. If you want to break it up into small chunks to use it for publication, you can do whatever you want. Okay.
Awesome. Yes, I
All
would
right.
like
So
that
we
very
have
much.
to figure out times and we'll get all that stuff because we can do a pre-recording if you like. Because I know everyone's schedule is all kinds of weird. And if not, we definitely go live on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'll be able to do that very soon.
I know, right?
Anyone's actually, I have next Wednesday off, but
Okay.
after that,
Perfect.
I'll have every Wednesday off.
Right? So I will definitely talk with you guys and just figure out times and, so you can promote what's happening during the summer. Like Beth, you can promote your cards. Heidi, you can promote your group sessions that you're about to do. Whatever you guys want to promote, you can also promote it during that time as well. Okay. And if you already did it, you can do another one. Like it's not like a one and done type deal. We're still gonna keep it going. All right. So, and then it shows at the end the activities. So I just really just wanted, and it's almost like it gives you like a small resume type thing. What are you doing currently? What are you the founder of? And they just kind of, when you sit down, you take it because then people tend to read over. And you never know until if you do the paid version of LinkedIn, you can actually see all the people who are looking at your profile. If you do the free version, you can only probably see like maybe one or two, three, I think at the most, that you can see who's been looking at your profile. But then you'll get an alert in your email saying, hey, someone's looking at your profile. Oh, if you want to see that, then you have to pay, sign up for the paid thing. But the one thing I definitely wanted to show all these licenses was the classes that I took, all the little courses that we had, and that shows what it is. Some of them advertising on Pinterest, which I still haven't done. Uh, breaking out of the rut, all the emotional stuff. What are your highest skill set? And then as we do this, we can actually give recommendations to each other. So we can build up our recommendations, which will be more attracted to other people. Because since we're kind of getting to know each other, it seems like we kind of have a good sense. So why not help boost? Because this is what happens. More activity that's happening on platforms, the more you get to be raised up. Okay. So not for it to be overwhelming, but it just kind of gives you an idea. I just wanted to really introduce that small piece in the beginning. Don't just use it just for the pronunciation of your name. Use it to advertise. Use it as almost like an elevator pitch. But then you have to think, okay, I got 10 seconds. What is it that I want people to know? And what is the problem that I'm trying to solve? And I need to address it in 10 seconds. Saying your name is about like a minute point, not quite 2 seconds. So you usually have like around 8 seconds to kind of play around. That's what I noticed. Okay. So here's me sharing. So I have a feeling, oh God, really darkness in here. No one wanted to tell me. All we see is your eyes, Audrey.
It just happened, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I turned, I'm like, oh gosh, that was scary. So I have a feeling that I might have to do a how-to session for us to kind of do like a LinkedIn audit. So how does that sound? Thumbs up? Yes. Okay. Awesome. And I think my next paid one, I'm thinking about doing league magnets. Maybe. We'll see. We're going to have to do something to get people in. Yay. Hopefully ideal people. Okay. All right. So I have taken way too much of your time. I'm so sorry. And that's another thing. I did make a video talking about going over time, and I will share that with you guys. like a quick little tidbit that I used to do in the classroom. And then the first couple years, it really helped me to kind of guide me. And I'll share that video with you guys either tomorrow or maybe even Saturday, one of the two, but I'll definitely share that. Just a small little tactic that I used to do. All right. Any questions? Okay. All right. Well, have a lovely night. Stay tuned for maybe a how-to session. Lynette, did you want to, I forgot, were we talking about doing something for next week, or am I making it up in my head?
There was a lot that we talked about. And so it was like, I have to find my notes now. There, one of them was a Canva post and making more Canva stuff, and I have to
Okay.
find my notes.
Okay.
I'd have to review what we talked about the last time on Tech Tuesday.
Okay.
We were talking about the quiz.
Mm-hmm.
We did that, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do that. We could talk about the email service.
That's what it was. It was the email
Tagging.
service. It was
Yeah.
the email service. All right. So I'll put a post out to see what you guys want to do. Either a LinkedIn audit. There we go. Either a LinkedIn audit, or if we want to go into email marketing. I feel that email marketing, this is just me, not trying to prompt anything. That's going to be something more advanced. I just have a feeling. I feel like let's keep it simple and let's do something we can do right here, right now. Did I just answer my own question? I feel
Yes.
like I did.
Yeah, but the other question is, are we doing it next week or are we gonna wait a month?
I think we're going because next week we have next Saturday, which is a collab work day. And I think right now a lot of people are just closing off, and I don't want to overwhelm right here, right now. So I
Right.
think let me push to next month,
Okay.
because on not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday on the 25th, that's when we have our business talk with
Yeah.
the social media marketing guru person. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing this, because she knows her
Because
stuff
she's
more
not
than
real.
What time
she's
is that one, Audrey?
with imagination. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so
that
like
my
would
last
be
thing.
collab can be for creating the lead magnet and then going forward. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
Okay. All right. Good. Because I don't want any additional stress. We'll be fine. We'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I don't want to be pushing like next week we're gonna do it. It's like, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
take
We
it,
got time. Where are we
yeah.
going? Where are we going? We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not a sprint. It's a
Oh,
marathon.
it
So
is a marathon, and I'm starting to get a cramp. Anyway.
yeah. Yeah, but
Boo.
Nitsa, just so you know, I'm in the same boat where I'm not getting a lot of kids. I'm actually going to find a job as a computer developer because that's my profession. So
Yeah.
don't don't think anything of it. Just keep going.
I'm gonna be super, super honest with you guys. My fear is, first of all, I hate, really, really hate fixed schedules.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
And I'm a free spirit. And
Yes.
I am afraid, like I said at the beginning, what if I hate it again and I want to leave? I really feel bad in leaving something midway. I always have had problem. Like I have done that only once because I really don't like it. So, but I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna make I think my main motivation will be the payment. And I'm gonna crunch the numbers to the last dollar to see if it's worth it, or which number is worth it. And if they don't offer that number, then it's a no.
There you go.
Yeah.
The ball is in
I
your
have a
court.
I have a question for you, Nitsa. I know here in New York we have we have options for a lot of options for what they call a building substitute. So they work on either a daily basis or they choose their
Mhm.
days because they need so many, and you report every day and they tell you where to go. So you don't have to plan, you don't have to correct. You're just coming in and filling in where they need it. Within our district, I think it's it's usually between $160, $180 a day, depending on where you're
Yeah,
going. I know it wouldn't be health insurance, but it might be a little less demanding if you have that option.
yeah. I have worked as a substitute actually, but they pay only 120 here.
Okay,
Florida
because
is the lowest paid state for teachers.
wow,
Incredible.
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, our
So this,
building subs get paid, I think, a little bit more just because it's a dependable
yeah,
person that is there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to do that next year in my building 2 days a week, just to kind of, I think it will help for tutoring too, and just to keep the connection open and to know ahead of time, these are the 2 days I'm working because most of my tutoring is going to be done at night. So, it was just a question I wondered because I didn't know if it was just
yeah.
like a New York thing or what.
Yes, we do it. We have it. I actually have even worked as a substitutes coordinator, but still the pay is too low. That's why this school, when they offer, because in Florida, teachers are right now between 37 and 41 gross. Like that's super low. So they offer when they offer 55, and I was like, of course I'm gonna ask more. They
Yeah.
Right.
are offering between 55 and 64 is the first time I see that here in Florida.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna crunch the numbers, and that's gonna be my
Yeah.
decisive parameter.
Yeah. Well, you'll
Yeah.
do great.
Yeah,
Thank
Well,
you.
definitely.
it's you never regret paying money off you never regret paying loans off or throwing money towards your principal. You usually never regret that. And since you know yourself more, like it's very likely this will be better than other years because you know what made you miserable before and you can
Yeah.
change those things,
Yeah.
And maybe you
Yeah.
stayed late, work really late, but now you could be like, hey, my free time, I have from 3 to 9 p.m. free time. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna create a work day that allows me to be free from 3 to 9 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also something I was thinking. Like, also, I have changed a lot because I've been years out and I have matured. And I know that I'm not gonna be that perfectionist that stayed until 2 or 3 doing complicated lesson plans, and all that stuff. And the this school is not gonna have the violence that I had in the other schools, which was what like made me be intimidated by middle school and high school kids. So
Mhm.
the area where the school and the campuses are very good areas, so the kids maybe behave better.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
but what attracted me was the number. So I'm gonna use that as the decisive part because actually that's the decisive part. Because if I want that job to pay off debt, it has to be worth it in terms of money for me to advance that payment of debt.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much. Ladies, you're awesome. I love this group.
We're here to support. We're here. Whatever you decide. If you just
Yeah,
need a
and I'm
time
not
to
stopping my
brainstorm,
tutor.
you can
Yeah.
pick us.
And I'm not stopping my tutoring. That's another thing. I look, the latest that they get out is at 3:30, and my tutoring is at 4. Usually I start at 4. So if any, I will take that money to inject into my business.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, ladies, have a good night. And I'll see you guys not
Thanks,
this
Audrey.
not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Not a
Thank
problem.
you.
All
Sounds
right,
Thank you.
good.
take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Can't leave.